Aren't these my lymph nodes right here?
Yeah, those are some nodes that are lymphing.
You want to feel them? They're pretty swollen.
I do not.
They're like Maggie's things.
Maggie's fat deposits.
Her fat deposits.
Elyse,
I didn't want to say tumors because I don't want to wish these to be tumors.
Elyse, can you, do you have any spooky voices you can do with your swollen lymph nodes?
I don't know.
Vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow to view, vow, 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 vow to view,
Vow to view each other's movies, even though we don't always like them, but it's okay because we love each other and movies too.
Hello, and welcome to Vow to View, a Doof Media podcast all about marriage and the things we make each other watch. My name is Elyse Daly.
And I am Scott Daly.
And together, we're the Dailies.
It's Halloween.
No, it's not.
By the time people are listening to this, it will be Halloween.
It might not be Halloween. It might be past Halloween.
What do you mean?
You might listen to it on November the 1st.
You're ruining this.
No.
This is the Halloween episode.
I'm being realistic.
This is the Halloween episode. We've been doing spooky movies all month long, and this is it. This is the culmination. We delayed this episode by a whole week. Intentionally, completely intentionally, to have it on this day. It was totally planned
completely
the whole
intentionally.
time. We were always going to do it this way.
I know.
Elyse.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
This is, I don't know what I was doing with my voice there.
I don't know what you're doing either. It was bad, but it's fine.
Was it bad? I can redo it.
No, it's fine. I'm just going to move on.
Elyse, this is the Spooky Podcast where each and every week, mostly, you and I pick a movie and we make each other watch it. And then we get in front of some microphones and we talk about it. And we talk about
it. We didn't talk about it
ourselves.
We're not going to talk about it.
The movie, the movie, not the movie. It being the movie that has been selected.
So you need to be.
I'm sorry, it gets very confusing with these scary movies.
It does. The spooky movie month. Such confusing times.
We've been doing this all month, as we said. This is it.
Yes.
And what movie did you pick for the final spooky movie of the month?
Casper, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost we know.
And I picked the original 1978 Halloween by James Cameron. And we are going to talk about those two movies.
Hold up. James Cameron,
Not James
Titanic?
Cameron.
James Cameron?
James Carpenter.
I was about to say, I did not think that he did the Titanic and Halloween.
No. He
okay. You almost threw me there for a complete loop.
Carpenter.
Threw me for a complete loop. Okay.
They were both, and it's not James, it's John.
What are you doing?
Over the place
Where
today.
are you?
I don't know.
Not here.
It's not Jimmy C.
Jimmy Johns?
It's not Jimmy C.
Not Jimmy Carter.
It's Johnny Carp.
No.
Threw you for a loop with that one.
I was trying to make a joke about fish, and then I just decided not to.
Before we get into those movies, though, we got to do some business first.
Taking care of business.
And by business, I mean...
Taking care of business. I'm working all the time.
It's Rose and Thorn time.
Roses and Thornies.
Why do you say it like that?
What do you mean? I always said it like that. Because I was thinking of, the Rosies and Thornies song.
What is the Rosies and Thornies song?
Rosies and Thornies and Thornies and Rosies, because every rose has a thorn.
We've been using one particular version of the Rose and Thornies intro for...
You just did it too. You said Rose and Thornies.
For the past 3 months, I think we've used that one recording we had. And I learned a couple weeks ago that some of our listeners didn't know that was pre-recorded bit.
It's not. It's live every week.
And it just sounds exactly the same every time.
Yeah. We've gotten really good at it.
We're so
It's like
good
a
at
live
it.
performance.
Yeah. Let's do it again right here.
Yep.
Every rose has its thorn.
Has its thorn.
Just like every night has its dawn.
Dawn, dawn, dawn.
Every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah. Jesus.
Good job.
Elyse.
Yeah,
It's been a little over a week since we did this podcast.
it has been.
It's been a hell of a week.
It's been a week, yeah.
What's the good? Tell me the
Good
good.
news. You know what?
Tell me what's happening.
So last week, you had a wonderful week that you got to work from home.
I did.
And then one day, you just texted me and made my day and just decided to bring me lunch and have lunch with me. And it was so sweet because when you get to work from home, you just get to like be all comfortable and work at your house and have
very
lunch with your
nice.
stuff. And I don't ever get work from home days except for the one work from home day that I had in my life this summer. And I don't ever get other work from home days. And so it was nice that you got to take the time and come and eat lunch with me.
It was good. We went. It was raining that night.
That day it was raining.
Which means your kids were indoors for recess.
Ugh.
Which means I got to walk down the halls next to you. Which means when you're dating a 5th grade teacher, every time you go to the school or around the school or anything to do with the school, all you have to hear is whispers like, "That's Miss Daly's husband." And sometimes
When you're dating a teacher?
when you're with a teacher.
When your significant other's a teacher?
I was about to tell the story
Oh.
about the first time right when we started dating.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
was prefacing it with
Okay,
it's not
do
just,
that.
But the point is, and so everyone talks about you. You're like the celebrity of the school when you walk in the school, when you're dating a teacher, or when you're married to a teacher. And so
You're the celebrity.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm probably not as much of a
No,
celebrity
nobody
this
cares about
year.
you.
No.
And sometimes they do it not whispers. Like
No.
Sometimes it's like, "That's Miss Daly's husband." Sometimes you just see someone go, "Miss Daly's husband is here."
Guys, look. Miss Daly's husband's walking down the hall.
And I'm right there.
Everybody look. And they don't even bother to talk to you.
No,
like,
they don't.
They don't come to the
one of them
door.
waved at me. But the funny
Yeah.
story I have is when we first started dating. I think we had been dating maybe 3 months. Your kids
Yeah.
caught wind of it somehow. You were being very secretive with them. You didn't want them to know
Yes.
for this very reason. They caught wind of it, and you showed up at my apartment one night with 3.
Handwritten
Handwritten
letters / questionnaires.
Yeah, they were interview questions from
Yes.
each of the 3 kids
Yes.
asking me all kinds of questions.
Yes.
And a lot of them asking the same questions.
Yes.
And I responded to these.
You were
I
a
did.
good sport.
I did.
Yes.
And the thing is, when they asked the same questions, I answered it differently for each of them. I was hoping they would like compare notes and then be frustrated. I don't know if they ever did that or not.
I don't think they really did. They were just excited to get a letter from you.
Those kids are almost in high school now.
They are freshmen in high school.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
They're freshmen in high school. You're going to feel old when I tell you they graduated high school, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. I have my first group of kids graduating high school this year, and that's weird. Isn't that weird?
It is very weird.
Yeah.
You're getting old, Elyse.
I know I
That
am.
happens to the best of us. I have a good thing that happened.
Yeah, what was good that happened with you?
So this is a little while ago now because, again, it's been a little
Sorry.
bit.
Gap week.
But a couple weekends ago, we went to Denver.
Yeah.
We met up with your sister
My lovely sister.
and my friend, Matt, who
Mm-hmm.
the listeners of this podcast might know. I would assume they do. My co-host on most of the other shows we do. And we just spent the weekend, hanging out in Denver, looking around, hanging out with Matt. It was just fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
Like we were in Colorado earlier this year, but we didn't like our time in Denver was much more, sightseeing focused. And then we left and went and saw the rest of Colorado. So we got to just kind of hang out with we spent I think all of Saturday with Matt. Yeah, we were with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were with him the whole time. He didn't have his kids in the morning, so we hung out with him throughout the morning and the afternoon, and then his kids came in the evening, and we got to eat dinner with them and hang out with them, and they're adorable, and it was just a really good trip.
They were really cute.
Just a really good, quick weekend trip that I really, really enjoyed. Big fan of Colorado. So
Yeah, it was nice.
after Matt and I going a decade without seeing each other, we've tried to get better.
We've seen each other twice in a matter of months.
We've seen each other 3 times because
Oh, yeah.
Daniel's wedding 3 times this year. Daniel's wedding,
Wow.
July, and then
That's pretty cool.
I know. All right, Elyse.
Yeah.
It's time to go bad though.
Yeah.
What's your thorn?
I guess my thorn was just the reason that, sorry guys, we weren't able to record last week. I just got a lot on that plate and I didn't quite eat through enough in order to...
eat through enough.
Yeah, you got too much on your plate and you try to eat what you can, but
can't eat it all.
I just couldn't eat it all. It would have made me sick. So I'm just sorry, guys. The podcast was left over on the plate and I didn't get to it.
It's
So
okay,
it was
Elyse.
just, yeah.
Everyone forgives you. Well,
Thank you.
I don't know if they forgive you.
I hope they
forgive
forgive
you.
me.
It happens. We're not perfect.
I know.
We're trying to fit this in our copious amounts of spare time, of which you have less and less.
I have
so.
very little. Yeah.
But we're here.
Trying to do it. I'm
and
sorry.
this week we released the episode a day early.
Yeah.
So-
a day early.
Yeah.
Like
So
what
we're
you did there.
either 6 days late or 1 day early.
I prefer to be half glass.
Half glass full.
Glass half full.
Half glass full. The old half glass full of something. It's a half of a glass and it's full to the top
Yeah.
of the glass.
So it's always full.
There you go. That's the most optimistic you can be. You get a half glass and you fill that sucker to the top.
Yep.
Yep.
You just get half of it and you chop it and you hope you don't cut your hands.
Well, now it just took a turn.
Got to bring that realism.
All right, my thorn time.
Yes, Scott. What was bad for you?
I had to go back to work this
I
week.
thought that's what yours was gonna be.
No, I spent not every day last week, but a majority of the days last week working from home. It's funny because I was actually really busy at work, so I got a lot of work done. I was just at home. I didn't have any meetings or anything, and people were out of town, so I was just like, I can get away with spending some days at home, and it was very nice. It was very nice to roll out of the bed at 8:30 and hop down at my computer chair and just work here. And the dogs enjoyed it because they didn't have to be
I'm
locked
sure they
up.
did.
They just sleep all day.
I know.
All day.
I know. I found that out over the summer.
They don't do nothing.
Nothing at all.
It's fun because I would get a treat out for Maggie, and I would put it next to her. I would put it next to her sleeping nose, and I would just wait for her to wake up. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it took a while, but then the second she woke up, still groggy, she would open her eyes, sniff the treat, and just go immediately. It was great.
My dog.
It was great.
She's crazy.
But yeah, so the negative side of this, of course, is now I've had to go back to work, and I was very used to my system of strolling out of bed, still in my PJs, getting
all day.
and yeah, all day,
All day.
all day. And I have to go to a place, and there's people there, and they want to talk to me, and
Ugh,
it's just
talking.
I know.
Who wants to talk for a living?
But it's 2 days into the week. I've already gotten back into the rhythm again, so that's good. So a blunted thorn this week. Elyse.
Yeah.
That was Roses and Thorns.
Rosies and thornies.
All right.
Yes.
It's time to move on to the main event.
The big show.
And your movie's first, even though I think mine's supposed to go first, but I feel like ending the
But-
Halloween episode on Halloween is just something we have to do.
I guess that's fine.
So tell me about the movie you picked for part 4 of the October Halloween Spooktacular. That is a big yawn.
I'm so sorry, guys.
big
It was
yawn.
just a really bad time. So I chose the movie Casper, it's a 1995 movie. It was written by Sherry Stoner and Deanna Oliver, directed by Brad Sieberling, who also did Land of the Lost, lots of TV stuff. including some information about Charmed. He did City of Angels, and then episodes of Jane the Virgin, which I actually really do like. That's a pretty cute show on the CW. But
he's basically like one of those. He's a journeyman director, so he does a lot of different things. He's like their pilot directors are their own kind of things, right? Like usually they'll pull someone in, they'll direct the pilot for them. They don't stay on the show. They don't stay along after. They just direct the pilot and they go on to do something else. And he's that kind of director.
So the movie is about a paranormal expert and his daughter bunk in an abandoned house populated by 3 mischievous ghosts and 1 friendly one. And the doctor is Bill Pullman, and then his daughter is Christina Ricci. And it's a good movie. Casper the ghost and his mean 3 uncles.
Yeah.
Other ghosts.
So
yeah.
Tell me about this movie. Why'd you pick it?
When I was really little, we used to watch some different cartoons that were like Looney Tune type cartoons or something like that. And I remember that Casper was one of those that was in like the VHS recording of all these cartoons. And so whenever the movie came out, we watched the movie, and I was actually legitimately scared when I watched this movie.
Pardon?
When I was little, I didn't like ghosts. And then when the girl doctor, or not the girl doctor, the really like evil lady died and she became the ghost, and it just like, it really did scare me. And I didn't like the 3 uncles. Was
Stinky,
it Fatso,
Stretch,
Skitsy? Yeah.
and Fatso.
Yeah, they really did kind of creep me out. And then when they went to that bar scene and then he fell, it was very traumatizing for me for some reason. It did a number on me.
Well, I think we're going to talk about that because
Yeah.
the thing that this movie does that's different from a lot of kids' scary, spooky movies is it very frankly looks at death.
Yeah.
Like very without hesitation, without any kind of, it doesn't guard itself. It just dives right into the topic of our own mortality. So
Yeah, because they have to die in order to become a ghost, but then they have their unfinished business, and then once they have their unfinished business finished, then they move on through. But anyways, the thing that I really did enjoy about this movie
here we go.
was
When
I was young, there was one little boy.
Don't call him a little boy.
He was a little boy. There was one little boy that I thought was the cutest little thing, and his name was Devon Sawa. I saw him in, what was that one soccer movie? No, football movie, Little Giants. He was in Little Giants, and I had the biggest crush on him from that. And then when I saw him in Casper, it was just destiny. I just really enjoyed that. So, he's in the movie for like maybe 3 minutes total.
Yes.
But that was why I watched it when I was little. After I got through the scary part, I was like, it's okay. I can get through the scary part, and I could see Devon Sawa.
It
was worth it.
Float
and
dances.
he was Casper.
But he's not really Casper.
No, he's not really Casper. He's not even the voice of Casper. He's just...
that's the weird thing. It's Casper turns into this guy for one dance.
Yeah.
And then he turns back into a ghost with everyone watching them. I didn't know who this person was you kept talking about.
You didn't know who Devon Sawa was?
Until I looked him up and realized, oh, that's the dude from Final Destination and Idle Hands.
That is not where he is from. He is from Little Giants. He is from Casper.
I know
him. He is
him.
from Wild America.
I know him from the late 90s teen horror scene.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I know
He's
him
better
from.
than that.
And he's kind of I don't get it. He's like a funny looking dude.
He was so cute.
But look at him.
He's not
look at
funny
him today.
looking. He
Look
reminds me of...
Look at him in this movie. Look at him in this movie.
Yeah, you can't have the open mouth when you're like, that's weird. It's just not. It's just weird.
Look at him in this movie.
And, these people can't see these pictures, and I apologize for that because, yeah, they are kind of weird.
Look at it. Look at this guy. There's your crush. There's your crush right there. There's Mr. Sawa.
What is unfortunate is some people are really cute when they're little, and then when they get older, it's not that cute. And you know what? That happens to the best of them. He looks kind of like Daniel Craig right now in that picture.
He does look a little bit like, if you go to IMDb and look at Devon Sawa at his current profile picture, he does look a little Daniel Craig-ish.
He does look a little Daniel Craig-ish.
I mean, not near as good, but,
I mean, if you got to compare him to somebody. But, it was Casper, the friendly ghost, Devon, the friendly little boy.
So let's be honest here.
Yeah.
That's why you picked this movie.
That's why.
You're talking about, when I was little, I really liked Casper the Ghost and blah, blah, blah. The real reason, the underlying reason of all this is you just wanted to get a little bit of the Saw. Wah.
Yeah. I had to watch a Saw movie.
Sawa.
A Saw.
The Swa.
What movie?
The Sawa.
A Saw.
The Sawa-san.
Yeah, but did you say you had seen this before? Or did you say you had
I've
it?
seen this movie before.
You had?
I don't remember liking this movie. And I don't know if the movie's very good.
It ended very abruptly. I didn't remember it ending that abruptly, but it was just all of a sudden, it's over.
Well, the movie's abrupt. It's weird because
it just moves really quickly.
They move into the house. The setup here is that he's a paranormal psychiatrist, and the whole reason he's behind this is because Kat, played by Christina Ricci's mother, has passed away. So he's desperately searching for her ghost. So he gets into paranormal psychology. I don't know. And then there's this evil lady that inherits this house from her uncle, and she believes there's
there's three ghosts that are there.
She wants to tear it down. She wants to deal with the house, but there's the three ghosts. The three annoying brothers are there, and they kick everyone out. So she hires Bill Pullman to come in and get the ghosts out of there by shrinking them.
Did you know who the voice of Fatso was?
Yeah, the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah. Anytime you need a really deep voice, for a fat guy, they go to that guy.
But he's not fat.
No, he's very big. He's a very big man.
Very tall. That big and tall store. Brad Garrett. That's his name.
Brad Garrett. There you go.
Brad Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, the movie kind of does rushes. There's the initial thing there, and they see. She meets Casper and she's freaked out at first, and then Bill Pullman has the first interaction with the three ghosts, and we never actually see him help the ghosts.
He tries.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it just kind of rushes through that plot. He's he's there to help the ghost. They have 2 sessions, and then all of a sudden you're down in the secret Lazarus chamber where you're learning about the invention that Casper's father used to attempt
try
to bring
and
him back
bring
to life.
him back to life.
Question.
Yeah.
So Casper's name.
Yeah, he would have been Casper when he was human too.
He was human.
Yeah. So Fatso was named Fatso.
That's where I was going. So
Stretch was named Stretch.
Stinky.
And Stinky, his mom thought she was really funny.
Because their names are written on their beds.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that's just kind of mean to Fats. Was he just a large baby and they were
maybe his nickname just stuck,
But stuck so much that you monogram the headboard of your bed with it?
Well, when you're a ghost, you kind of got to have something to live for.
That's wow. I would assume
I'm so funny.
I would assume that the headboard monogramming was done pre-death.
No, I'm assuming that they had learned that wood carving talent when they were ghosts.
The ghosts did the wood carving.
Yeah.
Or the ghost contracted someone to come in to do monogram wood carving. Okay.
I think that's what they would have to do.
This is really the important things we need to get down to the bottom of.
Because they hold objects in the movie, So they could definitely hold an axe.
Yeah. So the movie moves very fast.
Yeah.
The ghosts are both dangerous and not dangerous at the same time. I feel like they can move people around, which means they're
it only works when it works to their advantage.
For a while they were going to kill Bill Pullman, and then they decided not to at the last minute.
Yeah.
And then he accidentally did it.
And then they can get trapped in a vacuum, even though they can go through walls.
Yeah, but they didn't get like that's the whole thing is like I thought I remembered like the trapping in the vacuum scene ending with like them just like coming out of the vacuum and laughing, but it just cuts to a new scene and then the next time we see them they're out again. So it's like I mean it makes more sense that they were just screwing with him with the whole vacuum thing.
But it's never explained.
But yeah, I expected them to pay it off in some way.
No,
and it's
they
just
don't.
Like that's
Just got to move through too fast.
I could have sworn that happened. I don't know.
Maybe it's in a deleted scene that you watched, but we won't know because you didn't let me buy the movie.
I'm sorry.
DVD all over the place.
All that being said, I don't think it's a very good movie. Like we said,
It was very scary when I was little, though.
But I think like this movie, I don't remember if I saw this when it came out. I was 10 when this movie came out, and it has a very frank discussion on death. What grade are you in when you're 10?
You are in 5th grade.
Okay, because my grandmother passed away when I was in 5th grade, and that was really the first like big death in my life. Like I think there was a kid when I was in 2nd grade back in New Jersey. There was a kid who was a very sick kid. I forgot what he had, but he died. But I was almost like I was so removed and like I didn't understand, like I didn't get it. So my grandma, and if I saw this movie about when it came out, which I think I did, this is a movie that deals with death very frankly. I mean, it's like Casper is dead, and they don't shy away from the fact that he's not just this friendly ghost. He's a kid that died. Like did he get like
from an illness?
Yeah, he got pneumonia or something.
Because he wanted to have the sled.
Right.
He begged his dad for the sled and wanted to go sledding, and so his dad let him go sled, and he got sick, and then he died.
And then his dad spent the rest of his life trying to come up with a way to bring Casper back to life, which he succeeded.
Yeah, so the machine worked.
The machine definitely worked. Why didn't he bring his... Did he just like...
Many
did he just like
questions.
screw the last bolt into the machine and then croaked right there?
Yeah. So wouldn't he technically have unfinished business? Therefore, wouldn't he have been a ghost?
Yeah.
Where's Casper's dad?
Casper's dad's ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. My unfinished business is bringing my son back to life.
But then would he bring his son back to life or bring him back to life?
I think he'd bring his
or
son back to life.
Does he not have unfinished business because if he had died, then he would have been in the same place as his son. So he was hopeful that would be okay. But then once he crossed over, he realized then he had unfinished business, but you can't cross back over once you crossed over. Mind blown, right?
You know what I don't like about this
blown.
movie?
What?
What's Casper's unfinished business? He has this,
Exactly.
He has this whole thing.
You know?
He remembers his dad. Like there's this whole thing. Like he doesn't remember how he died. He doesn't remember who his dad was. He gets reminded of all that. He has this wonderful moment with Christina Ricci at the end of the movie, where he gets to be real for a fraction of a second, thanks to the angel that is just Kat's mom for some reason.
Yeah, she was an angel.
Yeah.
In a red dress?
But why didn't he? Maybe Casper maybe she's the devil, the Church of Satan. I'm watching Sabrina.
You're even watching too much Sabrina.
Yeah.
Brina. Why is her nickname Brina?
Because it's a shortened version of Sabrina.
I know, but...
What are they going to call her? Seb?
No, just call her Sabrina. She doesn't need a nickname. You don't make a nickname out of Sabrina.
Why not?
Brina?
What's wrong with Brina?
I don't know. It's weird.
It's one whole syllable less.
Why not just call her Bryn?
Maybe some of them do.
It's better.
Why not just call her Nah?
Brina.
I'm just going to...
Hey.
What's up? Not S. They wouldn't say the...
No.
What's up?
I'm sorry.
That's so stupid.
But she laughed.
Yeah, so... So then Christina Ricci's father dies.
Oh, yeah.
He's dead and a ghost, and he's acting kind of like a drunk asshole ghost.
Yeah.
And like he's already forgetting who she is, and that's really tragic as fuck.
Yeah.
And then he's brought back to life. And, okay, a couple questions with that. The ghost goes into the machine.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Where his body go, though?
Oh. I don't know.
And he's fully clothed when he comes out of the machine.
Yeah.
Where'd his body go?
I don't know.
You know, Casper, you're not answering these questions, and it's really hurting my.
You know what else is interesting? When they become ghosts and they are forgetful, and you forget what you're supposed to do, it's kind of a sick thing, you know? You're going to become a ghost and you're going to lose your memory, so you have unfinished business and you can't remember your unfinished business. So you're always going to be a ghost. But the one ghost, the girl, she didn't forget anything.
Yeah.
She knew very well what she wanted to accomplish.
How come the two new ghosts in the movie are wearing clothes as ghosts, but none of the other ghosts are wearing clothes as ghosts? Is it just like over time your ghost clothes fade into just become skin?
Or maybe they just died nude.
And their ghosts both look exactly like what they look like in person. And Casper does not look like Devon Sawa.
Yeah, I wish he did. I bet you Christina Ricci would have enjoyed that a lot more.
Fatso's unfinished business.
The donut that he died eating.
I guess you're right.
What? We don't know any of their unfinished business.
And you know what?
What?
The evil lady at the end, her ghost goes away because she doesn't have any. Because she says, "I don't have." Is that the trick? You just you have to audibly say, "I don't have any unfinished business."
Well, then wouldn't they all just say that
and then the bureaucrats of the ghost world are like, "Oh, I said it. Gotta send them up or down, or I don't." They kind of play fast and loose with the actual
heaven or hell.
Yeah. But the thing is, her business wasn't unfinished though, because she had the chest, but she hadn't opened it yet. Look, I'm just saying that this story has a lot of holes in it.
Well, it's a ghost. You can see right through it.
I realized that's where you were going because I saw the excitement on your face. And, I saw you. It's like you were winding up. It's like you're stepping up to the plate and you're like, "Oh, I got this one. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it."
Uh-huh. Home run.
Red Sox. Blah. Blah.
Boston. New England colonies. We were talking about that today.
Do you have any
13 original colonies.
Do you have anything else you want to say about Casper?
He's the friendliest ghost I know.
He is pretty friendly.
He is.
Why is he nice and the rest of them mean?
Because he's a child.
Every other ghost in this movie is an asshole. Even Bill Poland Ghost is kind of an asshole.
He's a child.
So that's it. It's
the children.
So if you're gonna die, the only way to get happy ghosts is to murder children. We solved it.
Problem solved.
So the tagline of this movie is "Seeing is believing." How do you feel about that?
See, but ghosts are see-through.
Isn't the whole point of this is seeing isn't believing?
That's
Christmas. Bad.
Seeing is believing. It's Santa.
Huh?
Isn't it Santa?
But
one of his
isn't
things?
the Santa Claus the whole thing is seeing is not believing, believing is seeing. Isn't that the whole thing? I think we're overthinking this.
I think we've really overthought this entire Casper movie. I think that if we had workshopped this whole script, it would have ended up being an entirely different movie.
Yeah, I mean, really, what they needed to do is just come to us, and we would have fixed this whole thing. I will say,
we'll keep Devon. We'll let Christina Ricci stay. This is the first ever Bill Pullman movie that I had seen, so this is what I always equate Bill Pullman.
He was hot because Independence Day came out a year after this.
Yeah,
he took his whole thing and made some badass
Casper
speeches.
Really shot him into good bargaining, right, for that Independence Day movie.
No, I don't think so. At least
I think so. It was a hit. Some might say.
So that's Casper. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's just a kid's movie.
Yeah, it is just a kid's movie.
And it's fine. And I appreciate that it's frank about death. I think, like I said, we were talking about my grandma. This was one of the... I remember this movie being formative in my mind of dealing with the idea of death. Because it doesn't hide from it. It doesn't shy away from it. It doesn't sugarcoat it. It's it's shitty. It sucks.
Yeah. It's my Bambi.
Sometimes you turn into an asshole ghost. I don't want to die and turn into an asshole ghost, Elyse.
Well, you've already passed childhood.
I know, it's too late.
You're going to be one if you are.
I better not have any unfinished business. Is there any way to finish the business.
Well, you just have to say, I have no unfinished business.
There we go. There we go. But what if I forget?
You know what? You better tattoo it on your arm. Because then maybe it'll stay if you tattoo it on your arm.
No, I don't think ghost tattoos work. None of those ghosts have tattoos. I don't think it works that way. Elyse, let's talk about my movie now.
That's an interesting thought with ghosts and tattoos.
It's not, though.
I think
It's
so.
really not, though.
Would the ghost have the tattoo? Or would the ghost tattoo disappear? I don't know.
Why don't we ask the writer of Casper?
Why don't we ask the ghosts?
So, Elyse,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as ghosts.
Okay. All right, Scott.
All
we
right,
talked
it's
about my
time
movie.
to talk about my movie. I picked for my final movie. This was my plan all along, that for the Halloween movie,
Yeah.
I was going to
I believe
pick
it.
Halloween.
Halloween.
The 1978
Halloween
original movie.
or Halloween? How? I'm just
I'm
wondering.
going to stab you with a kitchen knife
Oh, no.
and put your head in a pumpkin.
Oh, no.
This is the original Halloween film, the original slasher, a film that defined a genre. It was written by Deborah Hill and John Carpenter, directed by
James Cameron.
Stop it. Directed by John Carpenter. It stars Jamie Lee
In
Curtis.
my dreams, I see you. I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. It's kind of a ghost song, isn't it? If you think about it.
Yeah, she's singing to her dead boyfriend.
You know, ghosts. Okay, I'm sorry. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. And it stars Donald Pleasance as Loomis. It also stars Michael Myers as the dude who stabs all the people.
But not the Mike Myers.
No, not Michael Myers does not play Michael Myers.
That would
Myers
be fun if
is
Mike Myers played Michael Myers.
He's actually credited in the credits as just the Shape. He's not even Michael Myers in the movie. He's just the Shape.
I liked that joke in Baby Driver when they were talking about the Michael Myers mask and then it was the Mike Myers, and that was a joke I appreciated.
Well, now you
even
get
though
it
I
'cause
had
you've
never
seen-
actually seen the Michael Myers mask.
So I love this movie.
Okay, do tell me why.
We've talked about slashers before. I think we've now done the triumvirate of slashers. We've done Friday the 13th. We've done Nightmare on Elm Street, and we are finishing it up here with the original Halloween, which is, in my opinion, the best of the three.
Friday the 13th is the summer camp one, right?
Correct. With Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
Friday the 13th has Kevin Bacon. Nightmare on Elm Street has Johnny Depp. And Halloween has Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay. Johnny Depp, Nightmare on Elm Street, the Freddy Krueger.
Ooh, let's play that game.
What game?
Who is the killer in Friday the 13th?
I don't remember.
Who is the
Jason? Was it Jason?
Kind of.
I think it's Jason.
Jason is the Friday the 13th monster guy, yes, but in the actual first Friday the 13th, it's Jason's mother. It's not Jason. But
Technicalities.
yeah, I mean that's what the whole intro to Scream is. You've seen Scream, right?
Yes, I've seen Scream.
Yeah, I made you
Made
watch
me
it.
watch
Yeah.
all of these movies. You know what I've made you watch? The Polar Bear King.
Yeah. And fucking Mary Kate and Ashley shit.
It's the better movies.
So yeah, this movie, I mean, I can't remember the first time I saw it. Like I've told you before throughout this month and in the past, I came to horror late. I came to horror late because my dad doesn't really like horror movies, so my family didn't watch horror. So my horror education was done on my own, just finding stuff to watch. I think I was probably in high school the first time I saw the original Halloween, and it scared the shit out of me. I remember I have this very distinct memory of the first time watching this movie, this idea, like every other horror movie that I had seen at the time, like there are scary parts and there are non-scary parts. And like you get, ramping up of tension into a really scary part, and then the movie releases the tension and lets things calm down and you feel better. Once the night of Halloween starts on this movie, there's like no release. Like there's no winding down of tension. It's just like things keep ratcheting up and ratcheting up and ratcheting up. From the first moment that Michael Myers starts killing people to the first to when Laurie walks into that room and discovers the dead body on the bed with his sister's gravestone. The whole ghastly scene he set up before her. It's just continual tension ramping, and it just like really creeped me out. Like the whole thing is very creepy, and it's a different kind of movie. Like I think you'll agree after seeing Freddy last week. This is not the same kind of movie. These movies are only 5 years removed, but the slasher genre had gone through a whole lot in those 5 movies. This is a slow burn movie. It opens with Michael, like a point of view, long take shot through Michael's eyes of him killing his sister, which is done in one shot. And you can kind of see the flaws in the shot a little bit because it loses focus at times. There's a time when like he brings something in front of the camera and the camera loses focus a little bit and they didn't correct it fast enough. But it's because Carpenter made this on like a shoestring budget with no time and they had to do everything very quickly. But after that, it's like 50 minutes before we see like the actual killings start. So this is a slow burn, like creepy movie. Like it's not very gory. It doesn't show a lot of the violence. Like Michael slashes people's throats and you don't see a lot of blood. You don't really see the slash marks. It's kind of very reserved for a slasher film. And it's kind of funny that the one thing that the copycats took from that is like more death, more killing, more blood, more, when that's not really what this movie is at all. This movie is some of the most iconic images of this movie are just like in the middle of daytime, Michael just standing outside her school window, just staring at Jamie Lee Curtis. And I love it. I love every little bit of this movie. I love it so much. So I've been talking a while. You tell me about this movie. You hadn't seen this before. This was your first Halloween venture.
I had not seen it. I bet if I had watched it in high school and I was babysitting, I would have been really scared and never babysat again. So it was that would have been really scary. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily like one of those movies that I felt like I was very scared of watching right now. I think because I had just heard so much of the history of what the movie was and who the character was. So it wasn't as terrifying because you knew, like, while I didn't know what was going to happen, I knew it was going to happen, you know? Mm-hmm. But I mean, it wasn't, I'm not necessarily very fond of this genre, either because number one, it would scare me. Number two, because I just think like, oh yeah, let's just go kill another one. Yay. And it seems very repetitive to me. And it's not as psychological. I like things. I like psychological thrillers that make me think and like can make me wonder there. The sort of like where I'm just going to go through and kill everybody, that like, it just is, well, which one's going to live? And then you can always predict which one's going to live in the next, like first 10, 15 minutes of the movie. And so it's just like, it doesn't make me excited to watch it because it's so predictable that I'm like, why am I wasting my time just watching people get killed? And I know who's going to live because this is the formula to it.
Yeah, but this is the movie that created the formula.
Well, yeah, but when you've seen all of the other ones, then it just doesn't make me think it's anything new, when at the time it would have been something new, and that's fine. But when it's not something, it's just not something new, you know, right now. And so it's not my favorite genre. It wasn't like a bad movie. I can totally see why it would be important to the horror education. I can totally see like the trifecta of the 3 original like Halloween villain sorts of things, but it just, the movies just don't really do it for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
I had told you, and you were like aghast when I said the fact that I love the music, but the music did not create any suspense for me.
I have never disagreed with you more about anything.
And it was like the music is great, but the music was every time that I hear the music, the same thing happened. And it was just like, there are certain songs that will build the tension through the song and make you feel tense. And then there are songs where it's just the music that is the same thing over and over. And so it didn't build anything. And it was just like, well, this is going to happen. The music came on and then it moves and it's like, well, here's the music. This is going to happen. And there's just like nothing in it. And that's just me. When I watched it, it was just very repetitive. It was just the same old thing. And yeah, that's what I thought. And I know you don't agree. And I know you don't.
It's not even that I don't agree. I don't even know how to combat that. Like, I don't know how to respond. Like, I completely, like, vehemently disagree. Like, I think the music is what makes this movie good. How the music is used, how the music lays tension down, how the music executes on that tension, how it controls it, the creeping, uncomfortable, the music by itself, just listening to the music makes me uncomfortable. And I like, it's designed that way. It's, I forget, like, what's when the beats are like not normal, like human beats, like 5/4 or something. Mm-hmm. I forget what it's called. Like it's like an unnatural tempo. Mm-hmm. And it's, which makes it memorable, but also makes it slightly unsettling. Mm-hmm. And I just, like, it works on me. Like, I could pull up the soundtrack right now and listen to it, and I would probably get goosebumps. I think it's, like, Carpenter did all the music himself. Mm-hmm. And it's fantastic. And I don't know, like, I mean, it's interesting to hear, like, that this movie's predictable. I never saw it as such. I mean, to me, it's predictable in the fact that, yeah, like, a scare is going to happen. He's going to kill someone. Like, that's going to happen. But I don't know. I felt like Michael Myers is such a presence that, like, it's just continually, like, I'm thinking, like, in the closet scene where he, like she's hiding in the closet and he's going to come. Like, you absolutely know that's going to happen. And then it like does in the creepiest way possible. And I don't know. I just loved it. I thought it was brilliant. I thought what the cinematographer of this movie does with light, is so good. Like, they basically, like, let your eyes adjust to the light like a human's would, like, let the camera's eyes adjust. So when the lights first go out, the camera doesn't show anything. You can't see anything. And then slowly over the scene, like when she's sitting in the closet, like, slowly over the course of the scene, they would introduce a little bit more light just to give a little bit more there. And I love, like, she turns on the light in the closet, right? And then before Michael comes in, he turns off the light. And it's just, like, that creeps me out so much. Michael is such a, like, a present. I don't know. Like, I can't be completely unbiased about this movie because I love it to death. But I wonder how many, like, kids that love horror that you drop this movie in front of these days would be making, like, the same things you were saying, because they've been so inundated with this style now, that they just, and not to say you're not getting it, but they just don't understand, like, the importance of it.
I think it's just like the train that was scary at first. Never thought the train was going to hit him. And now no one thinks anything when a train is on a screen. And when this movie first came out, I'm sure it was terrifying. And when you were figuring out what movies to watch from horror, that because you had never seen any of them before, and you watch this one, then it's like, yeah, it's going to leave an impression on you. But while I have seen a lot of horror movies, even though I don't really like them, it's just, and then you go back to the original, like, you see, yes, okay, well, maybe this is where certain things come from, and that's great, but if my love for horror is not there, I'm not going to appreciate the original.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that's, I think, just where I'm coming from with it.
I just still think this is just such a good movie, like even outside of all that. Like I really just think this is just a well-crafted, well-done film.
It's better than Casper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much better than Casper. I don't know if I'd call this my favorite of Carpenter's movies. Probably it's either this or The Thing, probably, which
I've
I'm
never seen
gonna
The
make you
Thing
watch
either.
that.
October's over. I'm not going to watch it.
That's not true.
It's true.
No.
October is over.
I know October's over. I'll get you another time.
No.
It'll be our winter Wonderland movies.
Our Hallmark movies.
No, it's definitely not a Hallmark movie.
So what we're
Yeah, I
watching
mean,
in December is the Hallmark movies.
No, hell no. I don't want to keep talking about this because I think we're just going around in circles. But
Okay, so music bad, movie good. That's what we decided.
no, that's like
Movie bad, music good. That's what we
no,
decided.
movie great,
No.
music great, classic all time.
Music, movie decent.
So Elyse,
Yeah.
before we wrap up for
Okay.
the month, before we finish this month,
Yes.
it's been 4 weeks ish of scary movies that I've tried to give you a gamut. Have you learned anything about me? Have you learned anything about the scary movies I like? Has this been
You just like to be scared, and I don't
really
know
do.
why people like to be scared, and you like it, and you know what? More power to you.
I listened to a podcast on this. It's like a drug.
Yeah,
Like
I totally see
being
that.
scared pumps chemicals into your
Yeah.
brain that make you feel more alive. Because like you're like
I could
forced
see
into
that.
fight or flight mode.
Yes, but then the thing with me is that then I have a visual thing in my head that makes me constantly scared, which makes me not appreciate it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah. Did I scare you too much this month? I
No.
tried. I don't think any of these movies actually made you scared.
Okay, so this is interesting. I'm sorry I interrupted you, but it was about Halloween. So I was at bar yesterday, and a lady that was next to me, she was talking to me we were talking about movies, and she said, me and my boyfriend, we just, we went out on a whim and we saw the latest Halloween movie. And she said it was awful and don't go see it. But then we were talking about the original Halloween, and she goes, you probably have never seen it just because you're so young. And I said, well, actually, I watched it the other week. And she was like, man, that movie, it just scared me. You should not
saying.
watch it. And I was like, it wasn't that scary to me. I mean, I was grading papers during it, but it just, it's
Yeah, I will say
nothing.
that every single one of these movies we watched over the course of this month, we watched in the way to make them as
unscary
as possible for you. You were always doing something else during them. It was in the middle of the day with all the lights on.
Well, it was on the day with the lights on, and then it was on the weekend, and I have to grade papers on the weekend. So
Yeah.
it just worked out that way.
Wait, she didn't like the new Halloween?
She hated the new Halloween.
She's ridiculous. Get her out of here.
No, I'm sure she's some truth to that.
Absolutely not. It's fantastic.
I don't know.
It's fantastic.
You are seeing the world through rose-colored lenses for this.
I am absolutely not. It's a new movie. I'm
I
judging
know.
the movie on its merits, and it's a good movie.
No. Okay.
I don't like a lot of the Halloween sequels. A lot of the Halloween sequels are terrible. This is a good one.
You just like it because Jamie Lee's back.
Jamie Lee's in like half these movies. Some of them are still bad.
Just like it
Jamie
'cause
Lee's
Jamie
in
Lee's
Halloween
in it.
Resurrection. That's a bad movie.
You just like it because Jamie Lee.
I mean, she's fantastic in it. So, yeah. So your argument is you just like the movie because there's a good actor doing good work in it. Yeah.
Yeah, you do like Meryl Streep.
Why do you got to bring that up?
I don't know.
You're just in
gotta
a
do it.
fight starting mode.
And Nicolas Cage. Oh, Nicolas Cage.
Speaking of...
I know. That's why I got really upset about it.
Speaking of Nicholas.
Speaking of Nicholas.
Nicholas. We've been spoiled for a month because we had a theme set up for us every week, and for 2 months actually, because before this month we did the TV month. So
we did do
haven't
the
had
TV
to pick.
month.
We haven't had to pick just a week theme, not like week as in poor, but like just a theme for a week in
Yeah, it's
2
not
months.
a poor week. It's a Strong theme.
This theme works less well because this episode's coming out a week after we thought it was going to. Or actually, it's going to come out a week after we thought it was going to. But
Why would it work out worse?
because mid-90s came out last week.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's the bummer.
Yeah.
That is a bummer. I agree.
So Jonah Hill's new movie, Mid-90s,
Yeah,
is
it's
out in
coming
theaters now.
It is now
We
out
haven't
now.
seen it yet, but
We
we're going to
haven't.
see it before we record
But we
that
both
episode.
lived in the 90s.
Yeah, we lived right in
And
those mid-90s.
The mid-90s, yeah.
So we thought it would be fun. We've done 90s movies before. Your movie was from the 90s this
Yeah.
week, but we thought it would be good to go out and pick a 90s movie, one of the
Intentional.
90th
Bringing back the 90s.
movies you could find, and make the other person watch it. So,
Yeah.
Elyse, what did you pick from the 90s?
I chose the movie Alaska.
Alaska. That's the
Alaska.
90th 90s movies.
I thought about picking another Devon Sawa movie, but we can't do 2 Devon Sawas in a row.
can't.
Even though this one was going to have Devon Sawa and Jonathan Taylor Thomas,
Can't
which
do
would have
Sawa
been
squared.
the epic.
That is the pinnacle of the 90s right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you didn't pick it.
No. Should I go back and pick it?
You can do it. Just do it. Yeah, let's do it. I think
You're going
JTT
to do Wild America
yeah,
instead of
I think we have
Alaska?
to. I think we're
Maybe if we
audibling.
have time, we'll watch both, but
Whoa.
we'll prioritize with Wild America and then we'll go to Alaska.
All right. Wild America. That's the movie we're doing next week. Wild America.
But then there's Alaska. Okay.
You could always do it later, babe.
Okay. It's snow is in Alaska, so I'll do it in December.
Okay. We're just going to do snow movies.
Yeah, we'll just do blizzards.
Um,
Any movie with snow.
All right. So you picked
So I pick Wild America.
America.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Devon Sawa, and I forget who the third brother
and
is,
some-
but who cares?
Some third brother no one cares about. It's basically like Hanson.
Or, oh yeah, Hanson.
Is that
I
what
was
you were
about to say,
about
or
to say?
Mbop, and then I was like, no, that is Hanson.
Yeah.
Which, all 3 of them aged well. Yeah. What are you doing next week?
I decided to pick my first Michael Bay movie of Vow to View. I picked The Rock. The Rock.
Which does not have Dwayne The Rock Johnson in it.
No, it has.
Why would you name it The Rock if it doesn't have The Rock in it?
Because it takes place on Alcatraz. The Rock.
No, unless Dwayne The Rock Johnson is in it, I don't want to watch it.
This movie is great.
He is my favorite Rock.
It has Sean Connery in it.
I do like Sean Connery.
It has Nicolas.
I don't like Nicolas
Cage in
Cage.
it.
Who else does it have?
And it has Nicolas Cage going like pretty Cage. Like there's parts in this movie where it's like, this was Nick's idea, wasn't it?
And you're like, where's the declaration?
I'm going to make you watch this movie sometime. Have you seen them both?
Oh, yeah.
Why? I thought you didn't like him.
Oh, it's where the hatred started. Not kidding.
What about, anyway, we'll talk about Cage. We'll talk about Nick Cage a lot.
Oh,
next week.
yay.
I can't wait.
Everyone's favorite week. We got Nick Cage week. We should do that. Actors and actresses that we both don't like. Because there are certain movies that I could, I guess, tolerate that are, Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway,
You know, I don't
Nick
like
Cage. Who?
Sean Penn.
Uh,
I think he's a good actor.
he is a good actor. He's
just
an
kinda
interesting
bugs
person.
me.
Yeah.
Sean Penn. Really spooky guy. Ooh. I'm just going back to the Halloween
I
thing.
could tell you were trying.
That is going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next week. No more spooky movies. Talking about the 90s.
Yay.
Maybe we'll talk about what we did in the 90s. What kind of 90s kid were you? Did you have a slap bracelet?
Did you collect pogs?
Yes.
Did you make creepy crawlers?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Easy bake ovens?
No.
Oh.
All right, guys. If you like this show and want to help support it, consider becoming a patron of Doof Media, where you can support Vow to View, We've Got Worm, the Doofcast, the Book Club, all the other things we do, and you can see all that at patreon.com.
The Q&A. Isn't the Q&A? Did you say the Q&A?
I didn't. Patreon.com/doofmedia.
Doof.
And if you happen to be listening via Apple Podcasts, please take some time, go on there, do a rating, do a review. Elyse will read them. It'll be funny.
I didn't check to see. Did anybody write one?
Nope. We have no new
What?
reviews. Yeah. Elyse, go teach your voice on them. Ready? Go.
It's not the voice. It's the look. It's the look that kills.
Elyse is giving you all the stink eye right now.
Guys, I got the look down.
All right, guys, we will see you next week for 90s. Have a great Halloween, everyone. Eat some candy. Spook some spooks. Watch Halloween. Watch both Halloweens. Don't watch Halloween 6. That's a bad one. That's a real bad one. Don't watch that one.
Okay. Note taken.
I'm going to make you watch
Hey.
all the Halloweens.
Hey, Scott.
I'm going to make you watch the Rob Zombie Halloweens. Those are weird.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah?
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
We'll see you next week. Ooh. Ghosts.
I had kids ask me today if I was going to celebrate Halloween. Yes, I will go celebrate Halloween. Well, what are you going to dress up as? An adult handing out candy at the door. Really? Yeah. It was a pretty hard costume to figure out. Took me months. Wow. Some kids got it. Some kids didn't.
Do they really not understand? That's disappointing. I'm disappointed in America's youth.